Okay. What is going on, LBHT crew? B, what is going on?
It's time for the Luca to strike back tonight. Is what's going on.
I mean, this is literally win or go home, right? Win or don't show up for game 4.
Yeah,
Obviously, I'm picking Dallas for to win this game because for nothing else, for it to be a competitive series. Okay, but we're going to discuss the playoffs, or the finals, not the playoffs. We're going to discuss the finals. And is it over for Dallas, or is this where they turn things around? We'll discuss this. We'll discuss it. Um, Obviously, we're going to discuss more Caitlin Clark, more WNBA. Yay! Look, I don't mind a Caitlin Clark talk. I don't mind a Caitlin Clark talk. I don't mind WNBA talk. I mind the idiocy, as your friend Stephen A. Smith would say, around the talk, and including him.
yeah.
I don't like people like Stephen A. Smith when he talks about it and the narrative that they try to paint around it instead of talking about the sport, and her involvement in the sport. Like you can talk about her, but like the sideshow that you're making around it, that's not good for it. But we'll get all into that. Okay, we got a very very interesting court of public opinion for you guys. All right, but hey, first, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching us, make sure you hit that like button. Also follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening to the audio podcast, make sure you hit a 5-star review. And if you're really, really feeling us, you'll share this out with your friends and loved ones. Okay. Now listen, if you can't tell by my voice, I'm still a little bit under the weather. All right. I was sick for the last few days. I was really sick. I was down bad. All right. Whatever. You might have to turn your mic down just a little bit. We can hear you breathing a little bit. Okay. Like the pre Darth Vader. Okay. Like he was Darth. He didn't get the Vader part yet. That's better.
I didn't even do anything.
Well, you're holding your breath or something. All right. Let me give a shout out. Let me give a shout out to the chat, man. And if you haven't noticed, I put the chat mode in subscribers only because, anytime we discuss Caitlin Clark, the trolls come flying out. Okay. We're gonna make it a little bit harder for them. You gotta be subscribed to troll. How about that? All right. Our guy Hendo's in the house. Says, yo, salute to our guy Hendo from the Rogue Pod. Make sure you subscribe to the Rogue Pod. Look, lunch break hot take, Rogue Pod. Okay, we go hand in hand. All right. I mean, the whole Ravens roundup. Okay, Coach Evans with Sip 2 Tally Films. All right. Chris Just Joking from Decover Podcast. All right. Of course, our brother OTR Mike from Open Mic with OTR Mike. Salute, Coach. Salute. Okay, like we work as a unit. Yes, we haven't done the Ravens roundup in a few weeks. Man, there ain't nothing to talk about.
The Ravens haven't done a roundup in a few weeks.
Yeah, that ain't our fault. That's the Ravens' fault. Okay, but the roundup will be back. Like we haven't really gone anywhere. Hold on, let me turn my mic up. Why is this turned down? There we go. We haven't gone anywhere. All right, we haven't gone anywhere. I mean, we're putting out all kinds of content for you guys. But the roundup crew will be back shortly. All right, don't you worry. Okay, because at some point the team has to go out and practice. All right, and I feel like we're gonna have a whole lot to talk about. If you're missing the Ravens content, don't worry. You need a break from what we will have to tell you guys. Okay, so don't you worry about that. D Weezy's in the house. What's going on? It says the return of Fat Luca. Look, I don't know if you meant that as a diss or a compliment, but Fat Luca, that's my guy. Okay, Fat Luca. I mean,
Fat Luca been balling out.
Balling out. It ain't his fault they're down 0-2. All right. Shout out to Bazel. Says, yo, what's going on, Bazel? We got our guy MDT Sports. Says, long time seeing you guys. What's up? What's up, MDT Sports? Good to see you. Just Aloe says, hello, LBHT crew. I hope everyone is having a great week. Yes, indeed.
Same to you, Just Aloe.
Same to you. Our guy Killer Cam in the house says, hola, Jose. And also, mucho gusto, Brodny. Salute to you, Killer Cam. Thanks for coming through. We got Our home girl, Yolanda from Ravens Talk with Yolanda says, good evening, LBHT family. Shout out to you, Yolanda.
What's up,
Make sure
Yolanda?
you're subscribed over there as well. She's putting out all the hot content. Look, you want Ravens content? There's people putting it out there for you. Okay. Real good content. All right. If you're tired of that other stuff, you know what we're talking about. All right. This is where you go. Also, Coach, as always. Yeah, B brought this up, but I'm gonna say what's up to you again, Coach. Salute to you. Salute, Coach putting out all kinds of videos. He laughing at the subs only. That's right. That's right. For WNBA talk. Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed it? Big Reg in the house. What's going on? Another guy you should subscribe to. Okay, he's the host of Big Boy Talk. All right, very good show. Very good show. Appreciate you. All right, Jeremy's in the house. What's going on, Jeremy? Hey, look who's here. Look, he says happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, Jeremy. ASG, what's going on?
What's going on?
He said, Sassy A saying you got to make business decisions. Now we know all these years later why the Broncos took Tebow in the first round.
ASG, we knew when it happened.
Yeah, that wasn't.
He couldn't. We knew he couldn't play.
It was the same. It was a similar discussion back when Tebow got drafted.
Yeah, but this isn't that because Caitlin Clark can play.
Yes, yeah, but you know, it was something else in there that he blurted out. We'll discuss that. I'd be saying what's going on. Says what up, LBHT? Ain't nothing better than amazing and tuning into the show. The Amazoning and tuning into the show. Hey man, I feel you. Laid back shark. What are you saying, laid back shark? I don't get this. I don't get it. Man, laid back shark. We're old. What's the emojis for? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. He's got a gorilla emoji, or it's a gorilla or a ghost. I don't know. I'm sorry. I missed it. Help us out, okay? That's it. Tebow may be the worst NFL player I've ever seen.
He was better than Jimmy Clausen, just out.
He ain't the worst, but for the hype that he was pretty bad. Shameless plug. Power rankings started today, and there's nothing shameless about it.
I haven't clicked the video yet, Coach. It better not be Carolina.
So, all right, since it started today, Coach, we're going to have to start bringing you on. I want to do the same thing we did last year, and we can kind of discuss, the rankings as you put them out. All right. I think this is, I'm serious about this. It ain't because, we work with Coach. Like, I think this is really the only power rankings that you need to see.
Why was Javonte a gorilla?
Oh no, but that's because that's what he called himself. Like we call himself like a silverback or something like that, right? Something like that.
Well, the answer to your question, laid back, is Javonte. For me,
yeah, anyway. We're taking Tank. And shout out to Joseph Diaz for subscribing. It works. What's going on, Joseph? Thanks for subscribing. Yeah. We're taking Tank, but Frank Martin is really good. We like Frank Martin too.
Just Al said, y'all don't get that emoji. It means Captain Chesapeake lives. Only in your memory, Just Al.
Yeah. He says sorry for the confusion. No, you ain't gotta apologize. That's our fault.
We old, laid back.
We're old.
We're taking Tank.
I shave my head so you don't see all the grays, but I'm really an old head. Okay.
Taking Tank and Benavidez in the co-main. What's up, DDSQ?
Hey, shout out to DDSQ. Salute. All right. Okay. All right. So, we got, how many people we got in here already? Oh, look at that. All right. We got about 30 people in here already. That's what's up. I like this time of year when there's nothing going on, because this is where we deviate from, Ravens and Panthers content out there that's going to keep, not saying they do anything wrong. That's what they're supposed to do if you're a Ravens channel or a Panthers channel. But it's very hard to find things to talk about, especially when, your team's not doing anything. Okay. And, it's that dead period of sports. It's very hard to find content to talk about week in and week out. But we are a sports channel. And this is where we like to remind people that we are a sports channel. Okay.
Yeah, because it's difficult to find football content. It's not difficult to find sports content.
It sure isn't. And this is where we like to give you juicy stories, okay? Fun stories, interesting stories, stories that you can go and discuss with other people. And, if somebody brings it up to you at work, you'll be well informed about it. All right. Because the court of public opinion, I didn't even hear this guy. So don't feel bad. I don't watch a lot of soccer. Okay. That might be the next thing we get into, though, because there's a lot of stories in soccer. Vinicius, did I say his name right? Vinicius
He's just,
Junior.
yeah.
Do you guys know who that is? He's a very popular player around the world. Okay, minus here, of course, but there's he got a big win, but a controversial win, kind of, right?
Yeah, a bit for certain groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna discuss that in a court of public opinion, and we want to get your guys' opinion on this for sure. All right, so we got all that coming up, and Ferris will be here. Oh, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Ferris will be here. All right. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact. And B and Okole have a Black History fact for you.
Welcome to this week's Black History Fact. Medgar Wiley Evers, born on July 2, 1925, in Decatur, Mississippi, was a prominent figure in the fight for civil rights. After serving with distinction in World War II, he and his brother Charles pursued higher education at Alcorn Agricultural and Mechanical College, graduating in 1950. Evers made history as the first field secretary for the NAACP in Mississippi. He was a driving force behind voter registration efforts, economic boycotts, and the creation of new NAACP chapters. He also advocated for desegregation at the University of Mississippi and public facilities, and worked relentlessly to improve opportunities for African Americans. His investigation into the tragic murder of Emmett Till, a 14-year-old boy, was one of his most notable contributions. His bravery in the face of danger and political stalemate inspired activists nationwide. Evers was tragically assassinated on June 12, 1963, in Jackson, Mississippi. His death brought national attention to the civil rights movement, and he was posthumously honored with the NAACP's 1963 Spingarn Medal. Evers' legacy lives on through his family and the civil rights movement. His wife, Myrlie Evers Williams, continued his work as a renowned activist and national chair of the NAACP. His brother, Charles, broke barriers as the first African-American mayor of a Mississippi city in the post-Reconstruction era.
All right. Salute to the Black History fact. And Coach, love that Black History fact. Says, yes, Alcorn State, baby. Says, y'all made my day. Hey, glad I can make your day, Coach. Or B can make your day. I ain't put that together. B and Okole put that together. All right. Hey, what's going on, Zeke?
Classes.
Huh?
You have to send Okole to some speech classes.
Yeah. He needs a little, he needs a little refinement there. Zeke, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming through. I be saying, good question here. He says, do y'all have Joey Chestnut on the docket for Court of Public Opinion? We did discuss, we had some conversations about Joey Chestnut. You know what? We can bring it up.
Yeah.
Definitely. We'll bring that up. All right. Just for you, I be saying, just because you asked. Okay. Yes, he said they killed Evers in his driveway at his house.
Yeah.
Man, the horrible crimes that have happened to Black people in this country, man, like has been vastly under told, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Not taught at all.
Not taught at all. You know,
I had to learn that one from a movie.
Horrifying things that have happened to people. Okay. So yeah, it is. These facts are important, and remembering where we come from is important, and it's important to not whitewash these things like a lot of people are trying to do now. You know, the way they try to whitewash our history is disgusting. And don't let them do it. All right. All right. So,
Speaking of not whitewashing history, Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics are trying to take Luca out. They're
what's
not
the
letting
score?
him do it.
Oh,
No,
oh,
I'm talking about they up 2-0. They haven't started yet. They're getting ready to start in about an hour.
okay, okay.
But yeah, they trying to take out the Great White Hope. Okay, they're not letting them be great. Well,
Well,
his teammates not letting him be great.
all right.
Boston is up 2-0. I don't remember Luka's stat line from the first game. I know he had a 30-point triple double in the second game, shooting over 50%, and just not getting a whole lot of help from the rest of the Mavs supporting cast. You kind of expect that from role players on the road. You know, they play a little worse than they normally do. You're not expecting that from Kyrie, who was supposed to be the other star on that team. And it was supposed to be him and Luca kind of, being able to close out these games and lead them past Boston. Kyrie has not shown up.
Not at all, man. I'm not even surprised by it, man. This Kyrie does it. Kyrie is an enigma. He's an excellent player, right? Great handles. Some argue the greatest handles ever. All right. Um, at times, great scorer. There are times where he's on the court, it's just like there's nothing you can do with him. You know. Then there are times it's just like he can't do anything. Okay. Uh, but all in all, he's an excellent player. He's great to have if you have a number one. He
Mm-hmm.
cannot be a guy that's going to carry your team. There are times where he can go off when he's feeling it, and it's fine. That works. And if he's having an off night, you better have more firepower. And the Mavericks have a excellent team. It's just that Boston has a very, very talented team.
Yeah, the Celtics are incredibly deep.
Yes.
And the thing is, their best player, Jason Tatum, has not played well in the first two games, and it hasn't mattered for them because
No.
they've got Jaylen Brown, they've got well, not anymore, but they had Kristaps Porzingis, he's out tonight. They've got Drew Holiday, they've got Derek White, and then beyond those guys, they have solid role players because those guys are all guys who can, show up and give you 30 on any given night, and then they have solid role players after that. Uh, Dallas has guys who they rely on Luka and Kyrie to get them involved for the most part. Like Derek Lively, Gafford. They're DeAndre Jordan-esque, right? They got to get the alley oops. PJ Washington shows flashes every now and then of being able to score on his own, but he hasn't done it consistently. And like I said, right now they're not even getting it consistently from Kyrie. But they are heading home tonight. They have to win. This is a must win game. If they go down 3-0, it's over, obviously. And reality is the next two are must win games. You can't go down 3-1 either.
Nope.
And I think that they're going to get it done. I think that they head back to Boston with this series tied at 2.
You know what? I agree with you, B. I agree with you because they played horribly in Boston. Not granted, Boston played excellent defense. They forced them to play sloppy, right? But there were times in that game, especially game 2, especially at the very end, Luka went on a run, and I was like, I think they might win this.
And then Kyrie or Mr. Me Too said, "Oh, let me get in on it," and it just wasn't working for him.
I think that's where Kyrie should have understood. Man, Luka is hot right now. Let me do whatever I can to keep this going for him. But he took some ill-advised shots down the stretch there. At home, in their house, in the atmosphere, I think they're a little bit more composed. Maybe they get some of those whistles, go their way, and I think they pull out these two. They're going to be tough games,
Yeah,
right? Because Boston. The thing about teams like that, and this is what happens when you see the teams in the East win. Whenever they win finals, it's because they know how to make the game dirty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they know how. Hey, we're not having a good night shooting. You're not gonna have a good night either. right? Right, and we're more comfortable with being sloppy than you are.
What's up, Mike?
What's going
Mike
on, Mike?
says Kyrie goes for 30 tonight.
Okay,
All right, man.
yeah, he could easily go for 30.
He could. He better. It's his job, but we'll see.
Hey, speaking of Mikey, bring Mikey's comment back up. Open mic with OTR Mike. He's coming back soon. First of all, OTR Mike, OTR Brandon, OTR Quan, and Alex, they're back. All right. Off the Record podcast is back. They have episodes out now, I believe. They got them out. They're not on YouTube. They're wherever you listen to audio podcasts. All right. So go there, follow, sub, whatever, wherever you listen to podcasts. And there are new episodes out right now. Open Mic with OTR Mike is coming back soon. We've already discussed it. All right. He's getting comfortable with his environment. That's still on YouTube. Okay. And audio podcast. So get back in the game. If you need a refresher, or haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and listen to the old episodes. They're excellent episodes. And Mikey will be back with some new episodes shortly. Okay. Also, we owe you a Ring Kings podcast episode as well. That's coming as well.
Just Allo speaking for the old man and all of us. Why did the games come on so late? It's 8:30 tonight, though. Just Allo, you gotta tough that one out. All right, they can't help you out much more than that. I mean, that's starting 5:30 on the West Coast. Like you gotta meet them halfway on that one.
Could be 7:30. Not just saying, it could be 7:30.
Then you're missing a whole bunch of people on the West Coast.
Okay, could be 8.
Okay, well, I mean, whatever. Maybe they want people to be able to get home before the game starts. So that I don't know.
Leave early. Okay. How bad do you want it?
That's what we ask of Kyrie right now. If you can't ask that of the people playing in the series, don't ask it of the fans watching on TV at home.
But no, I do think they take it. Kristaps Porzingis was a big factor in those first 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "All right, y'all, I'm out." He ain't coming back. You know that, right? This man hurt something in his body that I've never heard of before. Okay.
No, I thought for sure they meant MCL. I thought for certain that's what he tore, and it was just some sort of typo. But no, he heard something that nobody's ever heard of, and they say he tore it, but he's day to day. I don't understand that.
That's what I was reading, and I was like, okay, well, it's not. I don't see it's tied to ACL, MCL, or anything like that. So I guess it's day to day. I don't know. But as soon as I saw him hobbling around, I was like, yeah, he's done. He gave his 2 games. He gave his maximum effort for 2 games, and his body couldn't hold up anymore. But yeah, he'll be back. But he's out for this game. I think they definitely take this one. I can't see Dallas going out like that. I can't.
No, I don't think so. But if they do, this is finally the off season where Luka goes on the Jokic plan and drops his baby fat and comes back. Cut Luka. Okay.
Yeah, he has to.
He gets some muscle definition, and then the league's in trouble.
Yeah. If the Celtics win, do they keep the team together and run it back?
I think they probably will.
Well, Al Horford is like 48 years old.
Yeah.
All right. And we're seeing Kristaps Porzingis' knees and ligaments. They're like 58. So I mean, they probably won't be back. But you keep Brown and you keep what's his face, baby Kobe. What?
His name is Jason Tatum, and he's
Tatum.
Not anything.
You keep Tatum. You keep baby Kobe, and yeah, I guess you Derek White. You keep the whole crew there.
Yeah, no, I think they will, and I think they should. If you're the champions, you run it back, see how long you can keep it going. I think Drew Holiday is the difference in this team.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, you bring them all back, and you try to see if you can repeat. Yeah, yes, Derek. I know that there are different degrees of tears, but
that's a fact. He is.
Porzingis under contract, yeah. But typically, when you're reporting injuries, if it's a partial tear, they'll say a partial tear or a sprain. And when they just say they tore it, that means usually completely.
Yeah. See, now, yes, Mikey, yes. He said somebody got to go Tatum up for extension. Is it? Yeah, he's up for extension. and Derek White, they can go over the cap to extend their guys.
Yeah.
They can keep that team together. Right? If it's going to cost them some money, but if they win it, it justifies keeping them. Right? They can say, all right, we can run it back and try to get another one, or hey, we got our ring, we can blow the team up. But if they lose, I think they definitely blow this up.
Well, and also it's a matter of, hey, do those guys want to come back? You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. So, okay, do we want to get into the W now?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else going on in the NBA since the Lakers can't seem to decide on a coach.
You want to talk about the Lakers real quick? You want to get it off your chest?
I don't want to say a goddamn thing about the Lakers, man. You're out here embarrassing. First of all, R.I.P. to Jerry West, who passed away earlier.
Yes.
You know, obviously a Lakers and NBA legend, a three-time Hall of Famer. But yeah, the Lakers themselves, they out here embarrassing themselves, man. You throwing it, you putting it all on the line for a college coach just to have him reject you publicly. That's a bad look.
So, did I hear Shams the other day? Did I hear him say that this guy, the Connecticut coach, wasn't their first choice?
Shams is trying to save face a little bit because Shams was out there saying that JJ Redick was the guy, and basically it was a kind of a done deal. And then Woj came out and was like, no, that's not it. You know, they're gonna, you know, he kind of was talking about the Dan Hurley thing, and then they went to Dan Hurley, right? And now that Dan Hurley said no, Shams is trying to come back and spin it a little bit and say, hey, yeah, he was never really there, but, you know, the opportunity came up, so they went for it. But now they're going back to, you know, their original process, which from the current reporting is saying that James Borrego is possibly the leader, not even JJ Redick. Shams is trying to say, you know, to save a little bit of credibility.
So this guy wasn't on your radar. You had two coaches that you really thought highly of, and then you're just like, well, he's available. Yeah. Shoot our shot.
DDSQ they didn't give him a serious offer to leave UConn. They offered him 6 years, $70 million.
Yeah, Sham said it was $20 million more than what UConn offered, right?
Yeah, he's making a lot more than he's making at UConn. They would have made him, they said, the 6th highest paid coach in the league. It was also a serious offer.
Also, if they offered $2 million more than what UConn offered, you take it and leave because it's the Lakers. That is the job. Okay, that's the pinnacle. Three-peating at UConn doesn't mean anything.
It should be the pinnacle, except it's not with Kobe's friend running the show.
Yes, and here this is what we're getting down to. Okay, Rob Pelinka.
No,
okay,
Kobe's friend. He didn't earn that title, so we're not going to use his name. That's Kobe's friend, who has done a terrible job running the Lakers since he's been there.
Yep, Kill saying it. That's the Lakers' problem. Yeah, he's not doing a good job there. If the Lakers want a coach, they get the coach. If the Lakers want a player, they get the player. That's what they're known for. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't get role players now. You can't get solid guys to sign there. What's the problem?
And ASG saying UConn is job security though. $70 million is security. Period.
Do you want to okay?
You offended Large Reginald. He says three-peating at UConn means everything. It really is, but that's all right, man. That's
for okay. You, and I get it. I get it. This is a great time for Big Reg. Okay, he's from Connecticut. All right, Connecticut son. They look dangerous. They look dangerous. Okay, they could threaten the Aces this year. All right, UConn, 2-time champion, going for the third. Big things over there. But no, it doesn't. Winning, if you win 5 in a row, that doesn't amount to winning one NBA title, especially with the Lakers.
Yeah.
right?
And no, DDSQ, it's not Jerry West is known for that. The Lakers are known for that. They've always done it.
You know, Money making Mitch, what's going on? Says he can get 70 mil from UConn though. Yeah, but they're not the Lakers.
And maybe he can get 70 mil from UConn. That's not what they had offered him before. Now maybe they'll match him, but like I said, you're talking about being on the biggest stage in the sport.
Yeah.
Period. This is the marquee team in all of basketball.
Yep, the Lakers screwed Ty Lue despite LeBron. It feels like they're doing things despite LeBron. It does feel that way.
I don't know about that, but I'll default back to the old saying: never attribute to malice what can be adequately explained by incompetence. All right,
Yes.
Kobe's friend just doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Kill says people don't care that it is the Lakers now.
Okay, Cam, sure. I bet they don't. I bet they don't.
Just how it says, I lost a little respect for Danny Hurley not going to the top league. I guess I shouldn't feel that way. I do look at coaches a little differently when they opt to stay in college. Now, I mean, look, not every job in the league, is a great job. Not every situation is a great situation. Sometimes you look at it and be like, I'm not, I want to go, but I don't want to go there. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't like my options. I get that. But there's some coaches. You see it a lot in football. With Nick Saban. With what's the Clemson's coach? What's Clemson's coach?
Dabo.
Like those coaches that they had these huge egos, and their egos, they know they could never go and coach grown men because that bubble will burst, right? They'll get exposed. I mean, Saban was exposed. People say Saban's one of the greatest coaches of all time. No, he's not. He's one of the greatest college coaches of all time. He's not one of the greatest coaches of all time. He can't coach in the pros.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why a lot of them don't go to the pros, because they don't want to get exposed in that way. Right. They'll make excuses like, I don't want to coach a bunch of $1 million grown babies and this and that. No, you just can't handle egos. You can't. Your ego mixed with grown people, grown men that you just can't shout down, and you have to talk to like a human being. You can't handle that. And competing against other real coaches, you can't handle that either. So.
Yeah. Killer Cam in the chat saying essentially that the Lakers got lucky getting LeBron, and it's not that big a deal anymore. And it's just like, no, man. Like they are who they are, right? The Lakers are who the Lakers are the Lakers, right? It's never, every team goes through ups and downs, but the Utah Jazz are never going to be the Los Angeles Lakers, right?
No.
The Raptors or whoever you want to throw out there will never be the Lakers. Yeah, if you have somebody incompetent running the show, yes, it turns people away, it turns people off in the short term, but again, what we're talking about is a guy who was offered a 6-year deal, a huge contract, and he was going to be the one to kind of shepherd them through a rebuild, essentially, right? Because LeBron's got 1 year left, probably, and then you got to make a decision on AD. Like you were going to hire him to take you into the next era.
Yeah.
Yeah, without LeBron, they're trash. Okay, and without Luka, Dallas is trash. And without Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the Celtics are trash. Without Jokic, Denver's trash. Without Mahomes, the Chiefs are trash. Yes, without great players, great teams aren't great anymore. I mean, incredible insight, sir.
All right, now we got you primed for some Caitlin Clark talk. We were hoping Ferris would join us, but Ferris is tending to other things right now. That's all right. He'll be here next week. Okay. Oh, we want to start with this, the rookie of the year.
Yeah. I mean, I just that's the only banner I put up there, but yeah, we can talk about all the WNBA. I'm sorry, Cam. What do you mean no one else other than LeBron wanted to go there? Do you not know who Anthony Davis is? The guy he's playing with and won a title with a few years ago? You don't know who that is? He's not one of the top players in the league.
All right.
Interesting.
All right. We got to go because we're already 35 minutes in. We're trying to keep this short.
Cam, we started this entire segment by saying the Lakers are poorly run. That's not the same thing as saying no one cares about the Lakers, bro.
All right. So WNBA Rookie of the Year leader.
Yes.
Okay.
We put up a poll on the community tab, and thank you all for participating and voting. I believe you said the last time you checked, Caitlin Clark was kind of running away with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Last time I checked, she was up. I think she had like 46% of the vote, and Reese had like 27, I believe. I think that was yesterday. Right. I see some people had put some comments in support of Angel Reese, but look, man, people love Caitlin Clark.
Wow. So we're at 107 votes, and this is incredible. Caitlin Clark, 43% of the vote, kind of expected.
Yeah.
Cameron Brink, 28% of the vote, and Angel Reese at 22%, with Aaliyah Edwards at 5%, and then other at 2%.
Who's the other?
They didn't leave comments, so I don't know, but I'm guessing Rakia Jackson. But that is wild to me that we would see Cameron Brink jumping into second. Cardoso hasn't played enough games, Coach. That's all.
Yeah, Coach said Cardoso's being railroaded. She's not being railroaded. Yeah, she hasn't. She's coming back from injury, and it's early in the season, so I mean, anything can happen. But she has some things she has to work on too. She could get it going.
Yeah. I mean, there's a long way to go. This is a quarter through the season. Just kind of wanted to see where people's heads are at. Like I said, I expected Caitlin Clark to win the poll just off of popularity alone, even though she's not playing the best. But I mean, she's up there. I am very, very surprised to see Cameron Brink over Angel Reese in the poll, though.
She's popular too.
She's popular, but at some point, shouldn't we vote for the people who deserve it, or is it just should I have just posted who's your favorite?
Well, it's funny you say that because Stephen A. Smith wants to tell you about why Caitlin Clark should be on the USA basketball team. I know you're biased, Coach. We're all biased, okay? I'm biased for Angel Reese. Hold on, let me fix my camera here. I don't know why this thing is always off. You all have our biasness, but Stephen A. Smith, he believes that meritocracy doesn't matter, right? Unless you're going for his job, then it matters. But outside of that, then it's about popularity. Okay, so Caitlin Clark didn't make the USA women's basketball team. She's an alternate. Okay, yeah. What are you laughing at?
Just hello, Stephen A. Smith, #guilty.
He's not on trial today. So the WNBA women's basketball is just uber competitive, right? I can't remember who said it, but no, I remember who said it. I can't pronounce her name. The lady that's on First Take. That was on First Take.
You talking about Andrea?
No.
Which one? I don't know.
She has her sister. Her sister plays right now in the league.
Oh, Ogunbowale.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So she was saying, it's the most competitive league. She's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. We're not talking about like physicality. We're not talking about talent and all that. Just how hard it is to make the league and how hard it is to win in that league.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of great talent in women's basketball, and it's just not enough places for all of them to play.
The third all-time leading scorer in NCAA history got cut this season in her rookie year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's right. There aren't a ton of spots. It is extremely competitive.
And she's not bad.
Yeah.
Like it's extremely competitive. So naturally, it's going to be hard to make the Team USA basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Caitlin Clark, as expected, didn't make it. Okay. Caitlin Clark said, yeah, I just got to try harder. Okay. Something for me to work on. Okay. Stephen A. Smith says it's a travesty. It's a mockery. It's all this stuff, and we're gonna play this clip. It's about 2 minutes long. All right, I'm gonna try to stomach as much of it as I can. You guys know I cannot stand this man. I cannot stand Stephen A. Smith. He is such a cartoon character. I don't know why people love this man so much. All right, but we're gonna break down what he said about it. Oh, look who's here, taking up a whole screen.
I don't know why he continued to do this. I was going to have him on the screen when we came back from the video.
Okay,
but take it down. Take it away. Goodness.
First, are we gonna play this video? Well, the video's not gonna take up the whole screen. I wanted it.
No, it's fine. I was gonna set up the other scene, but when the video, just play the video. Just go ahead.
Is when you set the other scene, is the video gonna stop?
No.
All right. Here we go.
This is about what I will personally label the idiocy of Team USA women's basketball. How dare you make this decision? I want all the ladies on this squad to know every single one of y'all are deserving of it. Caitlin Clark does not deserve a spot ahead of any of the players on this roster, okay? If we're talking just basketball, you know we're not. Let's harken back to the Dream Team in 1992. Remember when Christian Laettner was on that squad? Those rosters, right? Those players were on there. Do you know that Christian Laettner also was chosen ahead of Shaquille O'Neal and Alonzo Mourning? You know why? He was a two-time national champion. He was a Wooden Award winner. And he was white. And he had his own cachet. He brought it to the table. He was a big-time collegiate player who was white and busting people's you-know-what. They couldn't miss, and they didn't need him. You had Jordan, you had Magic, you had everybody, and you still picked that dude. Why? It wasn't because of basketball, even though he had the basketball credentials. It was because of something else, and they didn't need the pub. But the WNBA does. You got a max salary at $250,000. You had attendance, although it was trending in the right direction, certainly wasn't where you wanted it to be. And as Shannon pointed out just the other day, you got a team in the Indiana Fever with their struggling selves, struggling to win a damn game and be relevant. No team in the WNBA was worse other than the winless Washington Mystics, okay? And they went from 4,000 in attendance to 17,000. This girl is box office. This is about what I will personally label the idiocy of Team USA women's basketball. How dare you make this decision? I want all the ladies on.
You gotta pause it on your. There you go. You're supposed to change the scene.
I was transiting. I didn't know you wanted to take the video down. It was still going, so I didn't.
No, it re-looped.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. Not to what he was saying. I try to tune out Stephen Smith whenever possible. Ferris, welcome to the show.
I'ma need a day off. I think I called Ferris up.
How's everybody doing?
Doing all right, Ferris. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Okay, you got your nap in?
Yes, I did. And
great. Outstanding.
Also, to this day, people say we shouldn't have put him on the Dream Team. They made a mistake. They said we shouldn't have done that. We should never do that ever again.
Yeah, chat. Do you guys think it was great marketing to leave Shaq off?
Exactly.
In lieu of Christian Laettner because he was white?
And hilarious because they had John Stockton, they had Larry Bird, they had Chris Paul, they had white players on the team already.
Yeah,
so, like they didn't need another white guy, like they didn't need him, and like there's a documentary about how he was just their glorified luggage carrier. He literally carried everyone's luggage. He didn't play a single minute. He did not touch the floor. No one cared about him. The NBA players didn't give a goddamn thing about him. and they were like, "Yo, carry my bag to my room, bruh. Shut up."
And you know what happened to the league after that? They tanked.
Yes, the NBA failed, guys. The NBA failed. Michael Jordan was a failure. We never saw Michael Jordan win 6 NBA championships ever.
So okay. I also gotta say, like, that clip that you guys saw, I spiced it together because I had to take out, I had to cut down on the screaming and yelling as much as I could. Obviously, I did the best I could. He was still yelling. Okay, but that example, basically, he's trying to say marketability reasons, right? To get more eyes on the sport, and I could even meet him halfway on it if he was, wasn't screaming all the time. I could meet him halfway on it, saying, "All right, y'all won 7 in a row. Okay, can you find a spot even if she's riding the bench like Christian Laettner, and just so people can tune in and hope that she gets out there and shoots, makes a couple of threes, right? Because she's that popular. Okay, can we make an exception? Like, we understand, right? But can we make an exception and just put her out there? But when you make the case of, no, it's ludicrous to not have her on the team, and this is going to set the sport back because she's not on the USA basketball team. That's stupid.
It's ridiculous. She doesn't deserve to be on the team. She's not better than any of the players on the team. Now, the idea that, you got to put her out there so that people can see her play. Well, he said it himself. The Fever are trash. They were the worst team in the league last year. They were the worst team in the league the year before that. They were the second worst team in the league before that. They're on TV 36 out of their 40 games. People can watch her play if they want to watch her play.
Yep.
Right now, and the idea of, hey, we need her on the team to grow the game because nobody cares about anybody but Caitlin Clark. It means they're not going to watch the game, right? If you want people to be drawn into the sport and to watch women's basketball, watch the WNBA, then show them the best players in the league, right? Show them the players that deserve to be there, and you can sell it still, because in the WNBA All-Star game, which she's probably going to be an All-Star because she's Caitlin Clark, it's the Olympic team versus the rest of the All-Stars. So let her go out on the court in your All-Star game and prove that she deserved to be on that team with everyone watching.
Fun fact, actually, on ESPN, the network Stephen A. Smith works on, there's a 2-part documentary about how popular the women's basketball Olympic team was in 1996 that let me see what it did. It spawned the WNBA. So at one point, the Olympic team was so popular, they were like, you know what, guys, let's make a women's basketball league. So now the Olympic team is not popular?
Right.
Of course it's popular because we're America and we like winners. And the only Olympic team that is a guaranteed gold medal every single year is 2 teams. It's the U.S. men's basketball team and the U.S. women's basketball team. It's a guaranteed gold medal. That's why 2000 pissed everybody off for the men. When we got bronze and lost to Argentina, they fired everybody. Everyone got fired. And they brought in Jerry Colangelo, and he brought in Mike Krzyzewski. The Redeem team is called the Redeem team for a reason. It's because we were mad that we always win gold. The women's team, they didn't need to fire anybody because they've won 7 straight gold medals.
Nobody else calls it a Redeem team because they didn't get gold once.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy. We didn't get gold once. And they were like, we need to redeem ourselves.
National shame. Real quick here, Ferris. Happy birthday to Clot. Turning the big 38.
2004. Sorry, you're right.
Salute.
2004.
Salute.
MBD Sports. My bad. 2004. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
Yeah, it was
thank
2004.
you. Thank you.
See, I was thinking about Sydney. Sydney, my bad. Yeah.
But yeah,
we lost to the
Coach.
Greeks. We lost to the Greeks, and we were like, no, that we should never do that.
Coach, I used to defend that brother, but FTMF now, okay? Now, for those of you that don't know FTMF, that's film, then more film, or something else.
I'm guessing that's not film, then more film, Coach.
But also, too, there's a specific reason why she was left off. It's a very specific reason. Very specific reason. People are like, oh, but Breanna Stewart was on the team as a rookie in the WNBA. Yeah, because She participated in U.S. women's basketball training camps throughout her entire college career and the year prior to the Olympics. Caitlin Clark admitted, I wasn't at USA training camp. So Cheryl Reeve was like, you ain't even at the camps. You didn't even show up to camp. So why should I even, select you? You didn't even show up to camp. You want me to choose you over the girls who showed up to camp? Like, this is the hardest team to make, period.
Stephen
Nneka
Smith.
Ogwumike was left off. Becky Hammond told the Olympic Committee, said, can I switch over to Russia because I can't make the U.S. women's basketball team? That's how hard to make this team is.
Look,
Stephen
A. Smith and Shannon Sharp, he had, he was co-signing everything Stephen A. Smith said. Both of them are clowns. Okay. I could tolerate Shannon Sharp a lot more than Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is a complete buffoon, a complete sellout. I do not like Stephen A. Smith. I've been calling him a sellout for a long time. And this is a perfect reason why. Put her on a team because she's marketable, because she's white. Okay. Don't get any marketing advice from Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith will sit there because he went on a whole rant about this and he knows marketing. Trust me, I know marketing. No, you don't know marketing. The people that handle you know marketing, right? Stephen A. Smith ain't nothing special. Like, they created, like, he was a journalist for a while. He put in a lot of work. He had personality. He had relationships with players. I'm not downplaying that stuff, right? But he got to a point where he felt like he can say or do no wrong, and everything that comes out of his mouth is the gospel, and it's just not true. He forgot everybody that helped him get to where he's at. Okay, he's not a marketing genius. He's not some great businessman, right? He's none of that. He worked for a company. He was a yes man for a company for decades. Okay, he tap danced for every tune that they sent his way. He was right in line with it. They rewarded him for it. They continue to reward him for it. Fine. You want to call yourself a good businessman? Fine. I think you're the employee of a generation. All right. But you're not a marketing genius. And selling the league on a player that hasn't earned it is very dangerous. Mm-hmm. Okay. She's already getting a lot of hype. She's already getting a lot of endorsements. All right. Those companies are going to build her up. The league doesn't have to bend anything for her. Okay. If she can play, which we all think she can play, we think she's going to be good. Right. Let her grow. Let her compete with this league that is one of the hardest leagues to compete in. Okay. You don't have to worry about marketing her yourselves. Okay. That's not Team USA's job, right? That's not the Chicago Sky's job. It's not the Las Vegas Aces job, right? Because what's the argument? Oh, well, y'all playing her too hard. Okay. Oh, well, look at that hard foul. Oh, y'all didn't want to shake her hand. It's not their job to promote her. Oh, y'all don't want to talk about her. You should be talking about her. She don't play for us. Okay. It's not their job to promote her. And she's not anybody's savior either. Okay. These women are used to not getting paid from the league. They're used to going to make their money elsewhere. That nobody's going to be on the street if Caitlin Clark leaves the league tomorrow. Nobody. Okay. Yes, they're trying to grow the sport, right? Of course, they're trying to grow the sport. The sport was growing. It's going to continue to grow. She's helping accelerate that. That's a good thing. That's a great thing. But she's not anybody's savior. She didn't come in here and save the sport. So, Stephen A. Man, like this is the problem I have with the man. Him and Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp was co-signing all that.
Yeah, and she's helping to accelerate that. But the thing is, she's not the only one who's helping to accelerate that. This whole class is. People were paying attention to the women's college game a lot more than they ever have in the past. And people are excited about other players also, besides Caitlin Clark. People are tuning in to watch Angel Reese. People are tuning in to watch Cameron Brink and Rickea Jackson. People are tuning in to watch Camila Cardoso. It's not only, Caitlin Clark. Yes, she's the most popular of them, but it's not just her that's increasing the popularity of the league. And, you know, like I said, you don't hear anybody saying, hey, oh, they should put Angel on the team, or they should put Cameron on the team, or they should put Aaliyah Edwards on the team, right? It has to be about basketball also.
Yeah. I want to bring this up from our brother OTR Mike says, as much as we don't like it, she's the best name in the sport with the casuals. True. On the Olympic stage, it would be gold. Got to strike while it's hot. I think she should be on the team. Now, I hear that, right? Like, I hear you, Mikey. Okay. And that's why I said I could even meet Stephen A. Smith halfway on what he's saying, that, yes, it would bring more eyes, viewership if she's on the team. But let's be real, it wouldn't be enough if she was on the team. She would have to be out there playing. How much playing time does she get? Okay,
She ain't gonna get no playing time.
Not a lot.
Right. So if we go down a rabbit hole, right? Do we want to make her a starter? Right.
And they would answer yes.
And if that's the case, to B's point, why are we stopping with Caitlin Clark? Because Angel Reese increases viewership too, right? The numbers show that as well. Not on the same stage as Caitlin Clark, but she does elevate viewerships, and attendance to games. So are we talking about bringing Angel Reese on the team as well? Are we talking about letting her be a starter, right? So if those two are starting, because it's about maximizing viewership, that team gonna win a gold?
Yeah, because you start realizing, because who's she gonna play over? Sabrina, Jewel Lloyd, Diana, Kelsey.
But even if they said, hey, look, you guys are just gonna have to come off the bench.
Yeah,
the rest of the world is catching up in women's too, and women's basketball as well. Like they're not just going to run through everybody.
Mm-hmm. Also,
right?
too, like just because you're watching women's Olympic basketball, that does nothing for the WNBA. They're not getting those ratings. They're not getting that. Like her on the team doesn't, like Jose said, you promote the league. You promote the league. The NBA doesn't say we need the U.S. men's national team to do good to promote the league. No, they promote the league and like separately. They don't care about the U.S. men's national team. Most NBA teams don't want their players to play international basketball because of what happened to Paul George. Mm-hmm. When he snapped his leg in half. And that was the day where Mark Cuban has come out publicly and said, I hate that Luka plays for Slovenia. I don't like it. But he wants to play for them. I can't stop him. But I wish he doesn't.
So here's the other thing, and this is kind of in line with Jeremy's question. He says, "Do people not believe Caitlin won't be popular for the 2028 Olympics?" This is exactly what I was about to say. Right? Are we saying if we don't get eyes on her now, people will lose interest in the sport? Because if that's the case,
they never cared.
Exactly.
Well, but that is exactly what people like Stephen A. Smith are saying, which is why you don't listen to people like Stephen A. Smith, because he doesn't have any genuine interest in the WNBA growing. Mm-hmm. He's talking about it because it's a big story, and he's just going to go out there and say whatever will get the most clicks on YouTube, whatever will get the most views on Twitter. He doesn't actually care about the league.
There's also a bigger story in the WNBA currently that he's talking about.
If she's going to be the next Jordan, right? She's going to be the great one for the sport. What does a rookie year matter? Right? What I'm trying to think what rookie came in and that was like the most viewed year of their career. In terms of ratings, like Jordan, of course not, right? LeBron, no. Kobe,
Michael Olakindi,
right? Shaq when he came in, Shaq when he came in, was pretty popular. But was that the most popular he ever was? Was that the biggest he ever was? His rookie year? No, of course not.
LA. He was in LA.
Right, exactly. So why is it we have to throw all of our eggs in the Caitlin Clark basket in her rookie year when she's at her worst? This is the worst she's going to ever be.
And to Mike's point, I just looked it up. The Dream Team was blowing people out, and Christian Laettner played 7 minutes a game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, just because if they go out there and they're blowing teams out every game, that doesn't guarantee she gets on the court either.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'll say is, I'm fairly certain that the people who are actually on the team, who deserve to be on the team, will probably resent her being there at that point.
Exactly, because they're like, because again, this is the hardest team to make. Literally the hardest team to make. Like, we had people change nationalities. Like, that's what we once left 2016 MVP Nneka Agbumike off the roster, and we still didn't lose. You know what I mean?
Like I said, that's all she needs. Not according to the way she's playing in her actual games at her actual job.
Yeah,
that's not all she needs.
She didn't play very well yesterday against
and that's the whole thing. Like,
10 points. That's all she got.
Put the best players on the team, because what do you gain from her going out there not playing well?
Yeah,
you gain nothing.
Yeah, and Mikey,
she's not Isaiah Thomas. And let me tell you, Isaiah Thomas is a very special case because he forgot something very, very thing where he only focused on Michael Jordan. Half the team hated his guts. It wasn't just Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
Jordan didn't like him.
Magic didn't want him on that team either.
Jordan didn't like him. Scottie didn't like him. Magic didn't like him. Bird didn't like him. That's 3 of the 4 major players of that team. Of course, you weren't going to make the team.
But Mike made it happen.
Mike made it happen. Exactly.
Mike says people just wants to see her again. We're not talking about basketball. That exactly, Mike. And those people are not going to watch the WNBA.
Exactly.
You are not. First of all, you're not growing anything with the people who just want to see Caitlin Clark out on the court because her name is Caitlin Clark.
First of all, I'm curious. How popular is Olympic basketball in general these days?
No, it's not that popular. It's literally not that popular.
Just I don't know. I hear, like, is her,
especially on the women's side, it's a guaranteed gold for the U.S. Like, no one watches. Like I remember once when I was watching the Olympics when that was supposed to be in Tokyo, Japan made I don't know who made the final. I think it was like Japan or France. They kept it close, and then like that, U.S. wins by 25.
Right.
Like, it was nothing. It's not as popular because we know the U.S. is going to win. Like, if the U.S. don't win women's Olympic gold, it's the greatest upset of all time. But it's not going to happen.
We all think Caitlin Clark is going to be good, right? If she turns out to be really good and she wins some championships or whatnot, this is one of those things that we talk about, her career, how she didn't make it her rookie year, and she worked hard, and she made these other Olympic teams, and she won gold and all this stuff like that. That would be part of the legacy. That'll be part of the lore, right? If she's a bust, she turns out to not be particularly good, and she did make the Olympic team, then we'll be talking about her like Christian Laettner. Like, why is Christian Laettner on this roster?
Yeah,
full of all-time
this was a mistake.
greats?
We made a mistake
When you could have had Shaq,
the greatest players of all time, and Christian Laettner.
And here's the thing too. People talk about like, no. Here's the thing. What's funny is they used to like, oh, we could have had Shaq. We could have had Shaq. That don't mean guaranteed Shaq would have played.
You know what Shaq? I mean? You know what Christian Laettner is? Those he is in those old action movies, especially if it was a foreigner, a non-white lead, right? And you have these action stars, but you put the white kid in there to bring more
relatable,
to be more relatable, right? Like, well, I mean, you see it now, right? I say old action movies, but you see it now, right? The Gunslinger movie, the Dark Tower movie, the Dark Tower movie.
Oh, with Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba.
Yeah, and the white kid.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
They completely redid the story and made the kid.
Yeah, I heard it was. Yeah, I heard it was awful. But you know what's also awful? You know what's also awful? Las Vegas Aces, 2-game losing streak, guys.
Three
game losing streak?
Yes, sir.
No, they're not. What do you mean?
I mean, they lost 3 in a row, Ferris. I very clear I was.
Oh, and I don't know if I said it earlier, but Stephen A. Smith.
Oh yeah, they lost to Seattle. Yeah, you're right. Yes.
Stephen A. Smith is a sellout. I can't stand Stephen A. Smith. I cannot stand Stephen A. Smith, guys. I'm sorry. I had to get out of my system because we had to listen to him for 2 whole minutes on this show. He he's a disgusting person. Do you guys enjoy watching Stephen A. Smith?
Not anymore.
Like when we came up watching them, he wasn't this. Like yes, he did the yelling thing here and there, but it wasn't like over the top like this.
Yeah.
His biggest acquisition of the offseason was Lamar Odom, who was on crack.
He was over the top by that point, but that was still funny. I used to have that clip. I had to reload it.
Yeah.
But and when he was just basketball, right? That was his thing. Yes, it was entertaining. He wasn't this 24/7, but the network said we want you to do that all the time, and it gets ratings. And now he's his character, but he takes himself seriously. And the thing that I really don't like about him, right? The thing, he will argue that he knows good business and the things that he does is good business because look at the ratings, look at all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So he's doing the right thing, right? He's doing the right thing. Well, if you're doing the right thing and you're proud of it, why do you get so upset and so defensive when people do call you a sellout, right? Mm-hmm. Anytime people go there with him on that stuff, he gets real defensive. He fires people. He fires his co-hosts. He does a whole show on TO, and anybody that says anything about him, then he has to pull out his whole resume of black people that he helped out and black women and all this stuff, right? Because it hurts you, right? Because you're a sellout, because it ain't worth it. As much money as you make, right? As you're at the top, the ratings that you get and everything, you're at the top. The fact that people still get you as a sellout hurts you. It ain't worth it.
And it hurts you because you could have made a lot of money.
Watching Stephen A. now. Watching Stephen A. now.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
Yes. Yes, we have.
I never liked Stephen A. From the very first time I saw him, I was like, he was just name dropping, and it rubbed me the wrong way. I never really liked him.
NDT Sports, I don't fight, man. I'm too old to be fighting people. But if it did go down, you better put your money on me. That's for damn sure.
That's all I'm saying. Hey, man.
That's for damn sure.
It's time to keep it moving, though. We've got like I said, a very interesting.
Talking Minnesota, the Lynx.
Oh my God!
No.
God.
No. All right.
Just all up in the middle of the sentence that I was saying.
Ferris is the most well-rounded sports person I know. Okay, you probably heard about this. But even if you don't, because Ferris is so well-rounded, like he will formulate his opinion and everything on this pretty quickly. But this is
Ferris knows about this.
I'm sure he does.
Talking Vinny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. All right.
So as I was in the middle of saying, Ferris.
Wait, don't transition. Okay. We're starting court of public opinion, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It's not a real court, but it's the only court that matters. Ladies and gentlemen, court is now in session. And he's gone. All right, we'll bring Ferris back. There he is. There we go. All rise. Court is in session. All right, we got a special one here. Okay, many of you guys don't watch soccer. I don't watch a lot of soccer. Okay, I don't. Never heard of this guy before, but he is extremely popular. All right, Vinicius. Did I say his name right? Vinicius Junior.
Vinicius, yes.
Vinicius Junior. Okay. So Ferris, tell us a little bit about Vinicius Junior and what happened. What happened with the Spanish fans?
Okay, so Vinicius Junior has the designation that a lot of people eye is he is currently the best Brazilian soccer player in the world, and that matters in world football because soccer, like I always said, the English created football. Right, but that's also been debated. Some people say they stole it from the Chinese, but I don't know for a fact yet. I need to do more investigating. So the English created soccer, but the Brazilians created the beautiful game that we currently love today. Those highlight tapes, those highlight reels. Most of them are Brazilian men, and being the best Brazilian player in the world means something, and that's who he is. He also plays for the biggest club in the world in Real Madrid. Literally, they make billions upon $1 billion a year. They're actually owned by the city of Madrid. So, like, imagine if the city of Baltimore owned the Baltimore Ravens. So the people own the team, you know. So, and the president of that team is literally like probably the second most powerful person in the city, next to the mayor, or he is the most powerful person in the city, bigger than the mayor. So Vinny is their best player, their most popular player. People love him. And a game against Valencia, which is a team in the Spanish soccer league, La Liga,
Not all.
he was racially abused by multiple Valencia football fans, and they chanted.
Oh, go ahead. Go, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They did monkey chants at him, called him a monkey more than once. You know, because he's a black Brazilian, and that's how they just did. They just kept being, and he then was like, he then calls them out and says, "Yo, what's good? What's happening?" Then now, the Spanish, police found those Valencia fans and sentenced them to 8 months in jail. But in Spanish law, it's customary first-time offenders of non-violent crimes they're gonna get like a suspended sentence, probably like probation or some nonsense, or like 8 months. And Vinny actually created a post about this, basically saying, many asked me to ignore this. Many others say that my fight was in vain and that I should just play football. But as I always said, I am not a victim of racism. I am a tormentor of racists. The first criminal conviction in the history, ever, first ever history in this of Spain is not for me. It's for all black people. May other racists be afraid, shamed, and hidden in the shadows. Otherwise, I'll be there to collect. Thank you to La Liga and Real Madrid for helping me with this historic conviction. More to come. The man said he's going to torture racists. And he's going to come to collect. And that's what happened.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's crazy because I didn't know that you could go to jail for saying racist things. I mean, I'm not stunned because, our laws are our laws. Every country has their own laws, right? You can't just go around saying whatever you want to say in other countries. You gotta be very careful. You gotta know the culture. You gotta know the laws. You gotta be careful out there. But man, sports fans are crazy everywhere, and I know he's not the first player to have these type of issues. I know some players have had bananas thrown at them and things like that, right? It gets very racist in some of these games, and I know other players have wanted to press charges. I think there's another player that has a case pending against some fans as well.
Yeah.
So actually, I was watching Serie A, which is the Italian league. They're black. Their goalie is black. He's French. He's black. His name is Mike Mignon. I'm watching this game, and I tune in a little late, and I see the Milan players walk off the field, and I don't know what happened. So he was racially abused by this other team called Spezia. Their fans behind him were yelling monkey chants at Mike Mignon, and he got livid and started cussing them out. And he's saying like, what? There's protocols. They stop the match. They pause the match and the match stops and everyone goes in the locker room and just hangs out and waits for it. But we need harsher penalties. We need financial reasons. Trust me. This is a great step. Throwing people in jail for racism. Also, the teams need to regulate their fans. There's people like, oh, we can't control our fans. Nonsense. That's BS. You punish the club. Like, hey, if you can't control your fans, you're not gonna have fans. So they don't get ticket revenue on the day of games. Let's just say like, oh, the reason we can't go to games is because that group of fans was being racist. You then make the fans regulate themselves. Like, hey, if you're being racist, we're going to kick you out because you're not going to punish us who want to watch our team play because you are a racist.
And that's with Valencia. I forget the number of games. Yes, their stadium was partially
blocked off. Yes.
It was It was like 45% of the stadium was closed off for a certain number of games, and those fans who were sentenced to the 8 months in jail were also banned from going to any soccer matches for 2 years.
Exactly.
So, obviously, nobody's going to take the side of, hey, it's okay for these guys to be racist, right? And that wasn't the only incident, mind you. I don't know if you know.
More than once.
There was some other. It was at the same time. 4 other people were arrested for hanging a Vinicius in effigy, essentially outside of or near the stadium. They have not, I don't think, have gone to trial yet. There's another, as I said, another trial pending for another incident. But the thing that we wanted to talk about is, do you think it's okay or right to be put in jail for essentially being racist, right?
Yes.
Now, personally, when I first heard the story and I first thought about it, I'm like, no, I mean, it's kind of a thought crime almost. Like you think what you want to think. But then I said, you know what? They weren't put in jail for being racist. They were put in jail for harassing someone, and you should absolutely be punished for that. The fact that it was racial in nature. I mean, yeah, now you can't go to soccer games for 2 years. Now, you're getting all the attention on top of it. But harassment is not okay, period. Like, and it's not even a speech issue or anything like that, right? Because I think that fans in European soccer, fans in American sports go way too far because they're way too comfortable that nothing is going to happen to them no matter what they do or say to professional athletes.
Now imagine in America, right? A hate crime is a federal offense, right? And let's say being a racist, falls underneath the designation of a hate crime. Now imagine you get sent to jail for 8 months in a federal penitentiary, and you're in jail, and someone rolls up to you who's probably been in there for like murder or armed robbery or, probably deadly assault. And they say, hey, what you in here for? And you say, I racially abused somebody. Your ass is gonna get.
I call Vinicius Junior a monkey.
Yeah,
right.
Imagine that, and let's just say this: you'll stop being a racist because
you'll stop anything.
Right? Yeah, you'll stop being a racist because trust me, in America, 80% of our people in jail are brown and black people. So probably 9 times out of 10, the person asking you this question is a person of color. And trust me, you don't want to admit to a person of color that you're in there for being a racist. Yeah, whoop your ass.
Yeah, I'm with B. Like at first I was like, no, it's freedom of speech. But then I was like, no, it's not freedom of speech everywhere. You can't just say everything you want to say. It's even here, you can't say everything you want to say, right?
Yeah, because people talk about this freedom of speech. I was like, if Jose left me and you go to a movie theater, and Brodny yells out, "There's a fire in the movie theater," and it causes an outright stampede.
Yeah.
Brodny has freedom of speech, but guess what? Brodny's going to jail.
Right.
For causing that stampede.
And this is a different country. And some countries don't play that. They're like, no, you can't say anything you want to say. And watch what you say. You can't. Right. So this isn't a surprise law that just popped up on the books. We're just like, wait, what? I can't say that? Since when? Now they knew that, right? It's just something they thought they wouldn't enforce. And just the way fans act at sporting events in general, it's time for a change. Okay. You can't go out there and say and do whatever you want. I love when NBA players get some of these fans kicked out. Okay. Shut up. Right. Stop harassing them. Because it's not one thing that they say that just makes them say, oh, you booed me, so you're out of here. It's constant badgering, constant harassing, going over the line, right? Crossing the line, saying something they shouldn't say, to where players, have to go and approach the person like, you better watch your mouth. Don't say that to me, right? Like, they only say it because there's that barrier in between them where they feel safe. But you have to respect the rules. And if you're gonna be that loud and obnoxious person, you should be banned from the stadium. Okay, they had to start cracking down on this stuff. They're out there doing their jobs, and it's an extremely hard job. Okay, I don't like people coming up to me at work whispering like, "Hey, you got a minute?" I don't like that.
Also, too, so the NBA did a policy. I think it was after 2004, and you'll know what happened in 2004 for this policy to be enacted. There, when you walk into an NBA stadium, they give you a red warning sign saying like, you cannot do this. It was, what happened in 2004, guys? What do you guys think happened in 2004?
Malice in the house.
Absolutely. That policy was like, y'all bought a ticket, so y'all basically agreed to a contract of conduct. you can't do this stuff. And the occasional like, hey, yo, Russell Westbrook, you suck. You stink. You can't shoot. That's fine.
Right.
You can't play, man. Your best years are behind you. You're a loser. You're blind. I go to sporting events. I yell out refs saying like, you blind. I got a lazy eye and I saw that better than you. Stuff like that. That's pretty much easy. But like that's fine. Like people be like, oh, so I can't criticize Vinny Jr. I can't hate on him. You can. It's fine. Don't call him a monkey.
But you know what? Also, don't do that either. Yeah. Right? Like you don't have to be over the top. We're all adults.
Yeah. Just say you suck. That's it. Boom, you're done.
Right. Like we're adults. Why do you have to go over the top with it? You're screaming at the person. You're saying offensive things. Oh, well, I was drunk. Well, don't drink then.
Yeah, don't drink.
Like we always talk about, and the teams are partially at fault for this because they push it. They want it this way. But people make sports and their favorite team their identity. And so when you go out, when you're in the stadium and your team is losing, you feel like you're a loser. Right. And that's why that kind of anger, that rage comes from. And yeah, they let it out however they feel like letting it out. But it's because people have an unhealthy relationship with sports.
Shout out to Caesar Blue 5. Thank you for joining the live stream. Says, why would they use the terminology? Because they're racist and they're trying to get a reaction out of them. Like and players over here have to deal with that all the time. You listen to basketball players, football players, baseball players, Adam Jones, especially in baseball, he says, man, anytime I go to Boston, I know it's going down, right?
Also,
Boston's one of the worst places to play.
The alcohol thing is a big deal because in Europe, you're allowed to drink in the stadium in Europe, but you're only allowed to drink. They give you designated areas. Like if you want to drink, you got to go over there. That's where you drink. You cannot drink at your seat. You cannot drink in the stadium. Like in the stadium, alcohol is like prohibited. But you can go to like there's an area out like connected to the stadium where people drink and have fun. But then when you're in the stadium, you're not allowed to drink. Period. No drinks at all. You if you get caught with a beer or some alcoholic beverage, the security's like, hey, it's time to go.
Yeah,
it's time to go. You know what I mean? So you can't do that. So that's also. But in America, when you go to an American football game, man, you sitting next to a homeboy with 3 beers,
and that's after he had 5 outside.
Exactly. He's been tailgating since it was 7 a.m. in the morning.
Right. And he ain't going to watch the game. He's just going to cause a problem. Yeah, what's going on, Dre? Mr. Galloway's in the house. Says good evening, everyone. Jose B and Ferris, continue being great. Hey, salute to you. And what's up?
Why are you tailgating at 7 a.m. for the New York Giants? You know they're gonna lose. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't know, man. Why you do a show every week about the New York Giants?
Because I hate myself. Okay.
And there you have it.
Do we have a poll? Do we have a poll, Bill?
My bad.
Let's put up the poll here.
Why do you do a show about the Panthers?
I don't. I do a sports show where we talk Panthers and Ravens sometimes. So we got to hear. So if you agree that people should be put in prison or put on trial for racist harassment, hashtag Spain. If you're saying, hey, no, it's freedom of speech, you're not going to like it, but hashtag racists.
Okay. Yeah, my bad, Lance. Like, Lance, that's what I meant. Like in the seats, you can't drink in the seats. Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's a place in the stadium where you can drink, not in the seats. The seats, like where you watch, you're not allowed to drink. Period.
All right. So while you guys are typing in hashtag Spain, I want to ask you guys, right? Because a lot of people, young people, but older people too, and conservatives, get this term very very misunderstood. What freedom of speech actually means. Okay, what does freedom of speech mean to you when you hear freedom of speech? What do you think that means? Right? Because
of course it was Agent E. Of course it was.
Time out, Agent E.
No, here's my thing too. Here's my thing. Like I like. Let's just. If you want to be a racist, that's fine. Be a racist. That's fine, dude. But don't get mad when you call a black man a monkey. Don't get mad when that black man punches you in the goddamn face. and then say he assaulted me. It's like, I was justified in my assault of you. I can't go to jail. Like, you can say what you want to the guy. Just do it. Call him anything you want. But when he's stomping you out, you can't cry foul.
Yeah, it's like we talk about all the time. Freedom of speech is not freedom from consequences.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Alex Lens, that's my friend E, right? We literally just spoke about this yesterday, right, E? We spoke about this yesterday. There is a person on TikTok who, she said something racist, whatever, right? And
broke ass.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Yep. And, she wouldn't back down from it. People are calling around and she's like, whatever. I say what I want to say. Freedom of speech, free country and all that stuff. They found out where she worked, her job, they let her job know, job fired her. Okay. Now, there are some people out there that'll cry, oh, she shouldn't have gotten fired because of that. They should be able to do that. Freedom of speech just means you don't go to prison for what you say. She's still free. In fact, she's more free now. Okay. She has a lot of free time on her hands. All right. She is free. Okay.
Also, too, Jose, freedom of speech protects you from government persecution.
Yeah.
Not from a private corporation.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You don't go to
Yeah.
prison for what you say. That's what freedom of speech means. All right. That doesn't mean freedom from all repercussions. Okay. Freedom from consequences. There are a lot of consequences to things that you say, positive or negative. And if you don't go out there and say things like that, then you have to be ready for the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's the world against Agent E, which I'm sure is what he prefers. So we'll go ahead and take that down now, and we're going to talk real quick because it's getting late.
Time to go. Yeah,
we're going to talk real quick about this. Let me bring it up.
Oh yes,
we've got.
I be saying, I hope you're here.
Joey Chestnut versus Nathan's Hot Dogs.
It was all the ploy.
So if you don't know, they have the Nathan's hot dog eating contest every 4th of July. Joey Chestnut is the as I said, the Michael Jordan of eating food.
14 in a row, I think.
It might something like that. It might even be more. But he has over 50 records for eating food. I'm just like, okay, you eat hot dogs, blah, 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 glazed donuts. Whatever. I came to one that was impressive. Pulled pork sandwiches. I'm like, I don't know how you rush through a pulled pork sandwich, but whatever. Joey Chestnut.
Hard-boiled eggs too. He has the record for most hard-boiled eggs.
I feel like you could pop those in all day.
And tacos.
Joey Chestnut has an endorsement deal with Impossible Meats. They make the Impossible Burgers. It's plant-based protein. So fake meat. And Nathan's decided, well, Impossible is a rival of Nathan's hot dogs. So you can't participate in our hot dog eating contest because you are a sponsor, or you work with Impossible.
You're a traitor.
Impossible Meats. It seemed pretty ridiculous on the surface of it, and then it got more ridiculous earlier today when Netflix announced a hot dog eating contest between Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi.
Let's go.
The only two food eaters that anyone knows.
There's Ivy saying, he says, I'm here, dude. That's nasty. Yes. So Joey Chestnut, man, he's fighting back against Big Glizzy. All right.
Exactly.
He coming out to Bazel and his people hard.
Okay. So all right. So I know I asked you this before, just for clarity.
Yes.
This 4th of July hot dog eating contest. This is like the Super Bowl. This is like their big event.
This is the Super Bowl.
Kobayashi the only event. Honestly.
So Kobayashi dominated this event for years until a good old American boy Joey Chestnut came around and it was like, there's a new sheriff in town here, Kobayashi.
So then, okay, I was like a patriot.
But this event is run by Nathan's hot dog. Yes. They own the event.
Well, it's their event, and MLE, which is I guess Major League Eating, is running it. But it's sponsored by Nathan's. It's their event. And they hired.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like,
to run the event.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do they own the event or do they sponsor the event?
No, it's their event, and they hire MLE to run it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way that Nathan's described it was, if Michael Jordan, famously signed to Nike, said, "You know what? I love Nikes, but I also would like to work with Adidas." And I get what he was trying to say, but my immediate reaction was, no. No one knows anything that Joey Chestnut does besides eat hot dogs on 4th of July at the
Hey man, come on, man. He's an American icon, man.
Oh, no, he isn't.
Yes, he is. He is so American. It's insane. You know, because America's all about gluttony and fatness, and he got eating hot dogs. He's an American. He is so American. It hurts.
It's a bad analogy anyway, because even if Jordan did that, the NBA would say that's got nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Right. That's between your two sponsors. Right.
Right.
And
now, if you try to do it with, against, somebody that the league had to deal with, that's different. But he doesn't have a deal with Nathan's. He doesn't have a deal with MLE. So yeah, they just said, "Hey, this is a rival brand, and we don't want you here." I don't think he was going to show up in an Impossible Meats T-shirt. Like, I don't get it. Who even knew that he was signed with them?
Now
I think it was a newish deal.
Okay, I floated out there because Nate, do you want to put up a poll on this? Is Nathan's wrong for booting him from the tournament when they have no agreement? Right? They have no agreement. They just sponsor a tournament, and he got to deal with.
Oh, they don't sponsor him.
They don't sponsor him.
Oh yeah, no, that's
they sponsor the tournament. He's just a participant in the tournament. He's going to eat their products, I assume. It's not like he's like, nah, actually, I'm gonna eat these over here. These Impossible glizzies over here. Okay, I no, like he's gonna eat the Nathan's hot dogs or whatever. So
hey, let's go back to hot dogs. Glizzy just sounds worse.
Nathan's hot dogs representing Big Glizzy. Okay, he's fighting back against Big Glizzy. Okay, like I don't see the problem. Okay, they don't like it. I think they're just trying to strong arm. They thought, okay, well, you're either going to do business with us or you're not going to compete. And what are you going to do if you don't compete in the event? And he said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Netflix.
He said, I guess you haven't heard of every
Kobayashi still got beef
ever.
He said there are two stars in this competition, and we're both going to be on Netflix. Who's going to watch your competition?
If you are Nathan's Hot Dogs, you have to secure Kobayashi before you make this move. So I put the poll here. Do you agree with Nathan's? If so, hashtag Nathan. Or do you think, man, you like Ferris? Joey is an American icon. Let him eat hot dogs. Hashtag Joey.
So is hashtag
well, no,
Nathan,
I'm with Nations
Joey?
because
it's hashtag Nathan. Hashtag Joey.
So I'm with Nations because it's their event and they can allow Nathan.
Yeah.
No, it's Nathan's.
Yeah.
Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
So you're with them because of what?
No, because it's their event, and they can allow whoever they're in there.
You can't make on the fly rules. He's been competing there for a while, and they don't have an agreement. It's no. So
they can change the rules if they want to.
They can change the rules. It's their event.
It's stupid.
But yeah, okay, you can. But this is a court of public opinion. This isn't the law. This is a court of public opinion. Okay, it's a jerk move. You're saying even though we don't sponsor you personally, you cannot be sponsored by anybody. Anybody that we feel like is a competitor to us.
That's a good point.
He's not showing up in Impossible Meats attire. He's showing up there as Joey Chestnut, and I'm competing in this Nathan sponsored event. Okay. That's not enough for them. They're like, no, you're sponsored by our rival who doesn't have a hot dog eating contest. Okay.
And Caesar gets to the crux of the matter. What's the event without the superstars?
Exactly.
That's a valid point.
There are two competitive eaters that people know. Their names are Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi, and they are both going to be on Netflix on July 4th.
Now, I also argue...
I have 30 for 30 about them.
I also argue that if, before this Netflix news broke, I was saying what Joey should do, or Impossible Meats should do, is say, hey, you know what? We're going to have our own hot dog eating contest with Impossible glizzies. Okay. Now, Joey Chestnut, I don't know if his stomach can handle those. Like he might eat like two before he has a reversal of fortune. Okay, but if you guys don't know what reversal of fortune is, look that up.
Jeremy, you know that nobody knows whoever that is. You said
Who the
nobody
hell
knows
is
who
Matt
that is.
Stoney?
Matt Stoney is popular.
I think it's.
I don't even
hashtag-
know if you spelled that properly or if that's a typo.
I think it's hashtag Joey C, guys.
No, it's hashtag Joey.
Yeah,
A lot of people saying Joey, and it's not a lot of people.
It should be hashtag Joey. Hold on.
little letter says pause. Yes, major pause.
Yeah, it's
Pause,
hashtag
Joey.
Possible glizzies are crazy.
But you've angered Hendo here. He says Ferris, Joey is Caitlyn in terms of popularity and getting eyes on the sport. Ferris, he said.
He's been in the game for 20 years. He's been in the game for 20 years. Joey Chestnut is the WNBA, the league, like as a person.
Hey, I have an idea. Maybe not all analogies work. And maybe nobody's Caitlyn and nobody's the WNBA. Right?
He's like maybe Caitlyn. He's Jordan.
Maybe it's just some people who eat hot dogs way too much.
You act like you ain't never you ain't never ate a hot dog in your life.
No, I said way too much. I've never eaten 76 hot dogs. First.
That's a good point. You want to know how
in any amount of time.
You want to know how we hit the dead part of the sports year?
We're talking about hot dogs.
We're talking about hot dogs. Joey
hey
Chestnut.
man, fun fact.
In fact, because this isn't even a sport. We're not even gonna give it that.
Hey man, fun fact. I actually won an award talking about a hot dog.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I showed everyone how the cultural impact of the Costco hot dog combination has affected everyone's lives in America.
Hey, let me ask you something, Ferris. Let me ask you something. Did you then on that show advertise your YouTube channel and tell people where they could continue to hear your great storytelling? Or did you not do that and then come over here and then just tell the story again and not say where people can find you?
Okay, all right.
Let's get ready. Okay, all right, Brodny. Shit.
Yes. No. I was about to go there. I said, before we get to the end of the show, we still got about 50 people in here. Tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah.
Not.
Wow.
In Ferris's dreams.
Oh my God.
That just came out of nowhere.
Incredible.
I deeply apologize for that. You can find me on Let's Get Ready Network every Friday, 3:00 Pacific. Let's Get Ready Network, the highlights, our sports channel, where me and Caleb go live, talk NFC East, Cowboys, Giants, because we hate ourselves. We also are on the Let's Get Ready Network, the entertainment channel, where every Friday, 8:00 Pacific, I do a show called The Open Table, where we talk about life and love in the universe. And I also interview people on occasion. Trying to get Jose on one day. It's fine. I apologize. Yeah, and then I also do other shows. We're doing our Acolyte reactions, the new Star Wars show, and then on the sports channel, we're gonna start doing Euros and Copa America soccer coverage. So for all people who enjoyed soccer, we will be there talking all Euros and Copa. The Euros being the big European continental competition between England, Germany, and all that stuff. And Copa America being the America competition because it's also being hosted in America. So the U.S., Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay and Mexico are in it. So make sure to be ready.
All right. Speaking of Acolyte, we're going to be discussing that a little bit on the Overtime Show, along with the new Assassin's Creed game. Okay, there's a character on there, Yasuke, that has a lot of people talking, a lot of people complaining. All right, and we're gonna
He's black, isn't he?
Yeah, Yasuke is black. He's a black samurai.
You don't know Yasuke?
You know heard of
I
Yasuke?
know Yasuke. Yeah, I know Yasuke.
So
This
yes,
show,
we're going to be discussing these things, and that should be a lot of fun, especially if Shook shows up. All right. So you can find the Overtime Show on our Patreon, patreon.com/LBHT Show. Okay. If you have as little as $5, okay, you can sign up. It's $5 a month. You can watch the Overtime Show, and you can join our Discord. Now, once you're in the Discord, you're in, right? We don't kick you out unless you do something stupid. All right. So come join our community. It's a lot of fun. LBHT Show. All right, we're gonna do submitted questions and we're gonna get out of here because we try to cut this down to an hour. Thank you, Ferris.
I tried to talk about
there's
who
no
you wanted to talk about geopolitical marketing, and you went on your
geopolitical marketing.
you went
You
on
know what?
a rant about Stephen A.
No, really, thank you, Ferris. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
We always have fun when you're on here, man.
Thank you.
I just
Yeah, but
mess
no,
with
there's
you.
no submitted questions.
There's no submitted questions? I thought I saw one.
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. No submitted questions, y'all. We're getting out of here, all right? You want to see more of us, all right? And look, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us, man. It is a slow time of the year, okay, in sports, but we always find something to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed these stories, all right? Share this with
There
your friends.
was one from Jay. What's up, Jay? Appreciate
Aw.
you, man. I didn't even see it. It
What's
says,
his question?
Brodny, with mandatory camp underway, which new wide receiver do you think will join the team? Jalen Coker, Cam Phillips, or potentially your boy, UFL MVP or Player of the Year or whatever,
Hakeem Butler.
Hakeem Butler. None of them. If I had to pick one, I would say Coker, but I'm guessing none of them.
Hakeem Butler is gonna make a comeback.
Yeah, man, Hakeem, he brings a different skill set, man. He's 6'4", man. He's long, but he has a good catch radius.
No, he doesn't. He can't catch. That's why he wasn't in the NFL to begin with.
He can now. He
can now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He won MVP for a reason.
Yes.
Yeah, he can catch in the UFL. He can catch in college too. He can't catch in the NFL.
All right, y'all. Let's wrap this up. You coming over to the Overtime Show, Ferris?
Absolutely.
All right. Patreon.com/LBHT
By the way,
Show. Yes.
Fun fact: Connecticut's against Chicago as of this moment. I want to tell everybody it's a 3-point game.
All right, there it is.
Chicago winning. Or?
All right, come hang out with us.
They're losing by 2 now.
Come hang out with us. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right. Thank you everybody that showed up, hung out with us in the chat. B's getting ready. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, he's getting ready to sign us up. All right, y'all. We're out of here. We'll see y'all next time.
Shout out to
Peace.
Olivia Nelson, Adota, UConn.